the house lights up, please?
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this absolutely extraordinary evening of a program on Sahaja Yoga in the presence of Her Holiness Srimati Nirmala. We shall now going to have a brief introduction on the different aspects regarding Sahaja Yoga, and basically this is going to be an introduction to ourselves. After Srimati comes and when she begins her discourse, we are going to try to have, before that, a background in our minds as to what exactly should we expect, what exactly is going to happen, and try to have a contextual meaning to the things that she is going to tell to us. Believe me, this evening is an extraordinary evening in the lives of all those of you who are going to see her for the first time. To begin with, as we all know, from different walks of life, through the ages, the prophets and the seers, after whom the great religions have been established, have talked about an inner awakening, a search for the truth that exists within each one of us, the realization of the divinity that exists within each one of us, the awakening of the divine potential within each one of us, and in doing so, seek our integration, our union with the all-pervading power of God. This has been called and termed through various terms, various modifications, various definitions, and one of the commonest ones is yoga. Yoga actually means the union of the soul which is there within each one of us and that of the all-pervading power of God. That is the union between the Atma and the Paramatma, or the individual soul and the Supreme Soul. Sri Nanaka, who established, or after whom came to be established the religion of Sikhism, said very clearly, Kahe re man khojat jai, sada nivasi sada alepa tohe sanga samana. Why is it that you go on searching for that external, without, when that which is the highest, the most sublime, is in fact within you? Christ spoke of the kingdom of God, saying that the kingdom of God is within each one of us, and we have to reach that kingdom of God. That we have to be born again. And upon being specifically asked by one of the disciples that being born again, does it mean that we have to enter our mother's womb? He said no. The kingdom of God which is within you has to be reached through a process. And thus you have to take your second birth. Lao Tse spoke about an eternal river that flows within each one of us. Confucius said about the same thing. And thus you have all these people who have been through the centuries speaking about something within each one of us that has to be awakened. So what exactly were they speaking about? Were they speaking about different things? In fact, no. Socrates said, know thyself. The essence of his philosophy was to know one's own self, meaning to be realized within one's own self. To have this union, to have this loss of identification between the self and the other person, to have, in other words, the complete union, that was to have yoga. Now the instrument of this yoga resides within each one of us, and it is possible for each one of us to achieve this state. At this point of time, permit me to emphasize that what we are going to see just now is nothing new. not a new discovery. It has been something which has been spoken about again through the scriptures, in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Bible, in the Granth Sahib, in the Quran. It has been said time and again. And many have tried to achieve this state, and many did. However, their numbers have been far and few in between, because on the evolutionary ladder, on the process or at an evolutionary scale, the time had not come for everybody to achieve this state. As all of us know, human evolution has been progressing for millions of years, from unicellular, absolutely simple organisms to highly complex, highly evolved, multicellular, multifunctional organism, which is the human being, who is at the apex, the epitome of evolution. We have evolved through these centuries. But the evolutionary process has now reached its penultimate stage, and now we have to cross over into that area whereby from the human level, from the consciousness at the human level, we have to achieve that which is beyond the limited human consciousness. And thus, the time has come, which Sri Mataji prefers to call as the blossom time, when the universal self has to be reached by the individual self. The individual consciousness has to be integrated with the universal unconscious. And that is where Sahaja Yoga comes into the picture. Sahaja Yoga makes this process extremely simple, and the awakening of this power within us takes place without any effort, absolutely effortlessly. Sahaja Yoga, by definition, is a synthesis of two words. Saha means with, and Ja means that which is born. So Sahaja means that which is born with, and that is how the yoga takes place. Now let us see as to what is this instrument of integration that is present within each one of us. As you can see in this chart, we have about three channels flowing within each one of us. On the right hand side, we shall see a yellow channel, which is called as the Rajoguna, or is called as the Pingala Nadi. On the left hand side, we have what is called as the Ida Nadi, or it is the moon channel. And in between, we have a channel which is called as the Sushumna Nadi, or what is called as the Sattva Guna. Now these aspects have also been spoken about at length in different philosophies. The Chinese have called it the yin and the yang, or the power of the action, or that is the passive power, and that is the active power. In Ayurveda, it has been called as the three different elements which govern the life of the individual. And here we see that this is precisely what they have been talking about, that the right side, which corresponds to the right sympathetic system, is the channel whereby we are able to act. It gives us the power of action. On the left side, which is, as you perhaps might be able to perceive, is a dark blue colored channel, which is the passive side, which is the moon, we call it the channel of the moon. And that is the side which gives us the power of desire. It is through this channel that we get the power of desiring things. So we can desire through our left side, that is the left channel, and we can act out those desires to the right side. The most important one is the one in the center, which is called as the Sattva, which is the central path of evolution. And within this central path are situated different centers, different energy centers, which in ancient Sanskrit texts have been called as chakras, meaning seats or seats of power. quick look at all of them. And of course, there is the Kundalini energy and dormant energy lying within each one of us, which is in fact the instrument of our union with the divine, which actually brings about the union between the individual self and the cosmic self. It is extremely difficult to cover everything in a brief introductory talk, but we shall try to understand as much as we can so that we can have, as I said before, a brief background as to what we shall be privileged to hear once the Master takes the floor. At the bottom we have a red colored chakra which is called as the Muladhara chakra. Now these chakras are situated within the central nervous system. They are extremely subtle, not perceivable to the human eye very easily. However, they have anatomical correspondences. For example, though we may not be able to see the three channels, they correspond on the right side sympathetic chain, on the left side sympathetic chain, and the Sattva Guna or the middle channel corresponds to the parasympathetic chain. Similarly, the 7 energy centers correspond to 7 anatomical plexuses within the human body. A plexus is nothing but an aggregate of nerves. So we start at the bottom, which is a red colored chakra. It is called as the Muladhara chakra. It is the seat of our innocence. It is the seat of our purity. It is the seat of our chastity. On the awakening of this chakra, through Kundalini awakening, these are the qualities that manifest within each one of us. And thus, as we progress through these channels, through these chakras, we shall enumerate very briefly what are the qualities of each one of these chakras and what are the benefits that we are going to get out of it. Because the bottom line is, okay, if we do Sahaja Yoga, if we get our self-realization, what's in it for us? So as we shall advance, we shall realize that there is indeed a virtual storehouse of benefits for each one of us. Above the red colored chakra, we see a triangular bone which corresponds to the os sacrum bone at the bottom of the vertebral column. Here it resides the Kundalini Shakti, what has been called in Sanskrit as the Kundalini Shakti. It is a dormant, a residual energy within each one of us. And it is through the ascent of this energy that, as we have said before, we receive our self-realization. Above that, we have a yellow colored chakra which is called as the Swadhisthana chakra. It is the second center. It is the center of creativity, of activity, of intellectual functions. And it is through the exercise of this center that we are able to plan, we are able to think, we are able to act out, we are able to conceptualize, and naturally an overfunction of this chakra can result in imbalances. Above that, we have a green colored chakra which is called as the Manipura chakra, which corresponds to the aortic plexus in the human body. And this chakra has qualities that give us a sense of proportionality, a sense of balance, a sense of satisfaction, a sense of integration, a sense of dharma, as is said in the ancient Sanskrit text, which means a sense of duty, a duty that is sacred, a sense of duty that is there within each one of us. Duty as a citizen of this country, duty as a citizen of this, as a member of the social fabric, duty as a husband, as a father, as a son, as a daughter, as a friend. Within each of our interactions, within the social fabric, we have certain duties to perform in an ideal way, in a perfect way. And it is through this center that we get an idea as to how these duties are to be performed. Above that, we have the fourth chakra, which is also comfort, we get security. And it is this center which is, in these modern times, completely in a state of imbalance because of a great amount of physical activity, emotional stress, insecurity due to careers, due to jobs, due to various other factors, economic, social, familial, just name it. So any insecurity results in an imbalance in this chakra. And the raising of the Kundalini puts this chakra in a state of balance, giving us the gift of security. Above this chakra, we have the fifth chakra, which is called as the Vishuddhi chakra, which corresponds to the cervical plexus within us. This is the center of communication, our interpersonal relationships, the way we relate to each other, as family members, as friends, as individuals in a working environment, as individuals in this society, as citizens of the world. This is the center that brings about integration within human beings. Above this, we have the sixth center, which is called as the Agya chakra, and it corresponds to the optic chiasma within the human physical body. As you know, within us, in the brain, there exists a place called as the optic chiasma, where the optic nerves actually cross over into each other and then go backwards. Now this was somehow known to the ancient sages, ancient prophets, who through their divine realizations had realized and had actually seen this subtle system within each one of us. And they had already mentioned about it. So this is an extremely crucial center, because through this center we get the power of thought, the power of thinking, the power of rationalization. And the two channels of the left side and the right side basically cross over at this point and terminate into the two balloons of the ego, which is a yellow colored balloon on the left hand side of the head, and into a blue colored balloon on the right hand side of the head, which are the corresponding balloons of the ego and the super-ego. Lastly, we come to the seventh center, which is the Sahasrara chakra, which is the seventh center, which corresponds to the limbic system within the human brain. Now this is the center which contains the seeds of all the previous six centers, and when the Kundalini ascends through all the six centers, and let's go over through them once again. The Swadhisthana chakra, the second center, the Nadi chakra or the Manipura chakra, the third one, the heart chakra, which is the fourth one, the fifth chakra, which is the Vishuddhi chakra, the sixth one, and finally the seventh chakra, which is the Sahasrara chakra. Once the Kundalini comes up out of the seventh chakra, it establishes a contact with this all-pervading power of God, and that is the state which has been described in all the scriptures as the state of self-realization. This is the state wherein an individual becomes thoughtlessly aware. It's not that he is not aware of his surroundings, but he is in a state of thoughtlessness. And very difficult as it might perhaps be to believe, this state is very easily achievable, because as most of us know, that when a thought process starts, it starts very slowly, achieves a crest, achieves a peak level of activity, and then it gradually falls down. And then the second level starts, the second thought starts. And throughout our lifetimes, we spend consciously jumping from one thought to the other, to the next, and to the next. However, there is a time between two successive thoughts when there is an infinitesimally small space of time wherein we are actually thoughtless, but we are not aware of it because it is going on at such a fantastic speed. Through the process of Kundalini awakening, we can stay between that, in that period, between two thoughts and be actually thoughtless. This is the state known as the Nirvicharita, which means the state of thoughtlessness, which has been described again and again through the scriptures. My dear friends, what I would like to emphasize is that Sahaja Yoga brings about this entire process very spontaneously, very effortlessly, without involving, number one, any form of payment of any sort. You don't have to pay a single penny to get your self-realization, because as Srimataji says, you cannot buy your self-realization, and God, most importantly, doesn't understand money. You achieve this state without any effort, without the chanting of any hymns, any mantras, going through any long procedures of fasting, physical exercise, any physical practice, any conditionings. You don't have to give up anything. You don't have to take to any preset conditionings. It is extremely simple. It is extremely spontaneous. It is extremely effortless. It is extremely effective. It works. Sahaja Yoga is today being practiced in more than 65 countries of the world, including the former Soviet Union and the Soviet republics. We have hundreds of thousands of yogis all over the world practicing Sahaja Yoga. Now, what are the benefits of Sahaja Yoga? Briefly, as we have seen, each one of these chakras have their special qualities. And as the Kundalini energy, which is like a mother, which is our spiritual mother, waiting to give us this great opportunity to be born again, she nourishes these chakras just like a mother nourishes her own offspring. And thus, through the process of Kundalini awakening, the qualities of each one of these chakras starts manifesting through each one of us, and thus we can become, and we have such people all over the world today who are beautiful citizens, beautiful individuals, leading extremely moral, chaste, beautiful lives, serving a great function, not only to themselves, but to the societies and to the nations of which they are the citizens. These are the benefits of Sahaja Yoga in a nutshell. Apart from this, you also enjoy very good physical health, psychological health, emotional health, and mental health. Because Sahaja Yoga helps you to achieve a state of an integrated personality, where there are no conflicts within yourself, and thus you don't have conflicts with others. You don't enter into conflicts with others because you are established in a state of peace. And when you are at peace with yourself, you don't feel like getting into a state of disturbance, getting into a state of war, even at a mental, at an intellectual level with others. Let us now try and understand as to who is the person behind this great spiritual happening. Srimataji Nirmala Devi was born in India in 1923 in a Christian family. She took part, she was the child of extremely patriotic parents, very learned, very highly intelligent, very well educated. Her father could speak 40 languages fluently. Her mother was a master's holder, degree holder in mathematics. Into such an intellectual but a highly gifted and patriotic family, she was born in 1923. As most of you perhaps might be knowing, those were the years when India was trying to get its independence, and her parents were deeply involved with the freedom struggle. So at a very young age, she got herself involved with the Indian freedom movement. She even stayed with Mahatma Gandhi ji in his ashram, and Wardha and at Sabarmati in India. And after Indian independence, during those years, she was married to a gentleman who later served extremely important posts within the Indian government and later on with the United Nations. She was married to Dr. C.P. Srivastava, who was the personal secretary to the late Prime Minister of India, Sri Lal Bahadur Shastri. And thereafter, Dr. Srivastava, that is her husband, was for 6 consecutive terms the elected Secretary General of the International Maritime Organization, which is a very important division of the United Nations. The point that one tries to make is, Sri Mataji has been a married person. She has 2 daughters, she has grandchildren, and they are married. So she is an absolute householder, an absolutely seemingly, an absolutely apparently, and absolutely on the face of it, a very domestic person like you and me and each one of us in this auditorium and beyond. She has completely played her role as a daughter, as a citizen, as a wife, as a mother, as a grandmother, to each one with absolute perfection, to such an extent that all of them, even today, are extremely devoted to her. She enjoys a completely blissful married life with her family. But beyond this, she is the spiritual guide to millions of her devotees around the world. And she has established this movement of Sahaj Yoga, at the same time keeping her connection, her duties towards her family. Which brings us to the most important point and the most wonderful point about Sahaj Yoga, which is that you can have your state of God realization, you can continue to have your state of Zen, your state of thoughtless awareness without having to divorce yourself from any or all of your duties as a normal citizen, as a normal individual. We can continue with our lives, with our careers, with our married lives, with our social lives, and yet enjoy the state of bliss and happiness. The reason why one tries to emphasize this point has been is because till Sahaj Yoga was brought into effect, people could achieve the state of self-realization. However, it took decades and decades of sometimes fruitless perseverance, fruitless effort to achieve this state. People had to leave their jobs, they had to leave their families, go and stay and meditate for years together just to achieve that fraction of this wonderful state. But after 1970, after Sri Mataji established Sahaj Yoga, this is the blossom time when not one, not two, but people in the thousands can achieve this state, because human evolution has reached a point where now we can get this wonderful happening within each one of us. I shall now heart.
I vow to all the seekers of absolute truth. At the very outset, we have to know what is absolute truth is. Whatever I am going to tell you today, please do not accept it and do not take it for granted. Because this blind faith has created so many problems, as you know. In every country, we have people who have such tremendous blind faith that for ages together, for generations together, they have been blinded where they are born, what is their community, what are their parents, what nationality they belong, what race they belong. All these have created a tremendous conditioning in our life. And we are bound, we are not free, we are bound. Bound by all these ideologies and everything that we have been hearing, which we have been reading about, which we have been knowing. So, for people who are seekers of absolute truth, must understand that so far they have not found out absolute truth. Now, what is the absolute truth? Absolute truth, which is being told by all the great incarnations and all the saints of the world, is that truth lies within you, and that you are not this body, this mind, not this aspirations and ego and conditionings and also emotions, but you are the pure spirit. This is the state we have to achieve. Now these modern times, I call them as blossom times. They are special times. All being already predicted in so many scriptures, especially in a scripture called as Nadikar, written by the pioneer of our astrology, Bhrigu Muni. Yes, sir, at these times, people who are seeking reality, God, truth, in the hills and hills will find the truth. Of course, as you know, that many people are just get enamored by things which are hellish, which has nothing to do with truth. Where you must have heard of so many people committing suicide, going into big violence, killing others, all sorts of things which are hellish, and they call it they are seekers of truth. They cannot. Truth means tranquility, peace. It means also joy. Have you heard of any saint who started a tirade against killing others? Unless and until they were very much attacked, like at the time of Islam, they did not take it because they thought we'd be safe and protected. But the problem with all of them was that they were not connected to the divine power of God, to divinity. In their thought, they thought they belonged to some sort of a community, to some sort of a very noble causes. But they were not connected to that force which has created. And that is the point why they lost, and we are surprised why should they suffer. Now the time has come, special time as I told you, blossom time, where many flowers are born, and they have to achieve their complete maturity, become fruits. This maturity is only possible if you have a steady mind. In the West, especially, I was surprised that people get realization all right, but they are shifting. They start doing guru shopping, going from one to another. If, say, a plant is removed all the time from one place to another, how will it grow? You don't have to pay for it. Also, this is another very great objection for me, that you don't have to pay for such. They think if you are paid, then you have to do less work. You are paid for it. Secondly, perhaps maybe they might think, wow, what is the credibility? Something that cannot be sold, which is invaluable. We have to think about Christ. How much did we pay him? Think of anybody who was an incarnation. How can you pay for your secularization? How much do we pay to this Mother Earth, which produces beautiful flowers for us? We don't pay her anything. In the same way, you cannot pay for this living process of your evolution, which is the last breakthrough, is the last breakthrough of your evolution. So, firstly, we must understand what is standing in our way, in our realization. If I say this mind, this human mind, is the most artificially created obstacle by us. Through our ego, through our conditioning, we have created this mind which stops us from entering into that realm of peace, tranquility, of divine love. How to cross this mind has been a problem for all the seekers, because it bombards you with thoughts, all the time it's bombarding you. Thoughts are coming from the future or from the past, and we are not in the present. Just now if I say you be in the present with them, we'll be immediately thrown to the future side or to the past. These two sides all the time keep us tossing. The thought comes like this and falls down, another thought comes and falls down. And we are dancing on the cusp of these thoughts all the time, and that's why we are restless. That's why we are upset. That's why we have so many problems of our mind itself. Apart from that, there are so many other problems. Many diseases are there which we do not know how to cure. And if you try to cure one disease, you get another. It's a very funny thing that if you try to cure, say, schizophrenia, you get another disease, which is because of dopamine or whatever it's called as. You get another disease, which is even more serious, where your hands and feet all start shaking. So now, between these two, how to be innocent? For that, our Creator has created this beautiful, subtle system within us. Whether you believe it or not, it exists. When you are suffering from both these diseases, and if your power, residual power, which we call as Kundalini, who is your mother, your individual mother? All of them have your individual mother. She knows everything. She knows what are your aspirations. She knows what mistakes you have committed. She knows where you have been. It's all recorded. But she's extremely anxious to give you the second birth. And for that, spontaneously she rises and pierces through this fulminate bone area and connects into this all-pervading power of divine love. We have heard about it. We have studied about it. They call it by different names, but disciple of Christ call it the full breeze of the Holy Ghost. Very clearly. Then, in the Sanskrit language, it is called as Paramachandra. Also in the Bible described as the all-pervading power of divine love. And also, Guru Nanak and all the saints have described it as Alakh Niranjan. It's a beautiful word, Alakh, you can't see that. Niranjan means it is without any amusement. That's the one, is the spirit of the Holy Ghost. We can say the power of the Holy Ghost, which is around us. And when the spirit, our spirit, is enlightened, we can feel that power flowing through our central nervous system. So there's a word in Sanskrit called as Buddha, from where Buddha is. Meaning to know, Bodha means to know on your fingertips, to know on your central nervous system. It is not just a lecture, it's not just taking a sign on your head, oh, I am a Christian, I am a Hindu, I am a Muslim, or I am a Christ born. A person who is a Christ born is a person who is a realized soul, whose spirit is emitting vibrations on the nerves through the central nervous system. It's so close to science. It's so simple with the science. And when it starts happening, then you get this Buddha and call the self-knowledge. Also in Sanskrit there is one word called Veda, from where the Vedas are. Veda means Veda means to know on central nervous system. First stanza of Vedas is that if reading all this, do not get it either on yourself, means known on the central nervous system, is all useless. Shankaracharya has said very clearly, oh mother, take me out of this webs of verse. He called it Shabdajala. Out of these webs of verse. You go on reading. And Kabira has said, by reading too much, even the learned becomes stupid. I said, what is he talking about? How does that mean? If people read, then how can they become stupid? Because others go into their head. It's the knowledge of the other people in your head. Their own brain is finished. But I met many like that. Overly read people. They just want talking. What was what they are talking? Incoherently sometimes. So whatever these people have said, I have seen. And I have seen it, people have them. But I have seen something more in these modern times. That spontaneously thousands of people get realization. It's an must happen. It's not one person giving realization to one person. It is said in the 12th century in India, there was one we can call as one type of seeking. Once somewhere seeking the right side, some on the left, but in the center. And they were called as Avadhutas, Machindranath and Gorakhnath, two great saints. They went up to Burma, they went to even Russia. They went to Bolivia. And these people talked about Kundalini. So they know about Kundalini, but they don't know how to awaken it. And they have run away, these people have run away to Bolivia and all that. So it has not been affected, the knowledge is still in Bolivia. So high on that. You can now imagine this knowledge has been there for thousands and thousands of years, but had been finished by people who are supposed to be people in charge of religion. We call them Dharma Marthanda. They would not accept. They said, no, this is all nonsense. Even in the 12th century, Gyanadeva, such a great poet, wrote about it in the 6th chapter of his book. They said, this is is not this initiative. They are not doing this because they didn't want people to have this true knowledge. Because if they have true knowledge, the existence of all this untruth will disappear. And then how will they manage? Because they are money oriented or power oriented. So how will they gain? This was the purpose of making all this knowledge completely from humanist. Now when I start talking about it, people say it's a cult. I don't know how it is a cult when it is so meaningless. It has to be experienced, works, no doubt. So the first of all, as I told you, that to get rid of your sicknesses, your illnesses, physical. Doctors are easiest to come to surgery because they see the difference between the treatment of surgery and treatment of health. We have definitely cured cancer, definitely cured also AIDS. No doubt. But the problem with the AIDS people are they are thinking they are martyrs. And they have formed groups of people that they are great martyrs, we've done such a martyrdom. How come from them? They are under the wrong impression here, they are dying, and like martyrs, they are dying. They have flags, and they have big holograms. What can you do to such people? But it can cure most of your illness. Most. I would say guarantee, because maybe some may not receive. This is the first thing that happens physically, you get cured. Mentally. Mentally also many diseases happen. We have more mental diseases than we have physical. They are saying in America, very soon there will be 65% people suffering from schizophrenia. Can you imagine? What are we going to do in that country? 65% people are suffering. But when I tell them, they don't want to be. Why not? Because you don't have to pay. You are not given any medicine. Nothing. You are cured through surgical treatment. Why not go and see that? See for yourself. But the whole medical science depends on how much money you earn naturally. Because we don't earn any money, so people don't like us. It's very funny thing, but it is happening. Then all your emotional problems are solved. We have had marriages after marriages every year. I don't know how many are married. And every year at least 100 are married. Also in Russia. About 1% people get divorced. That we don't mind. Divorce is important if it is absolutely disputed. If it troubles each other, it's all right. But only 1% at the most people take divorce, and they have children who are extremely talented, beautiful, loving, respecting. They are out of the blue, beautiful children. And at a very young age, they prosper. So we started a school in Dharamshala, is a place in India, where it is nice and good. And normally in India, people have good schools away from the magic crowd, from the cities and villages. You'll be amazed to know that in the matriculation exam that we have, which is a very difficult exam, I think, compared to any other country in India, the first in the whole of India was from our school. And all the children who appeared for that exam got first class. To get first class in that examination is very difficult. Because it's not an ordinary type of a course. And imagine this girl got first class first in the whole of the country. How? And she is American. Both parents are American. imagine how it has happened, but because your creativity improves, your retention power improves, your memory improves, and your attention itself becomes so pure that you don't go on seeing things which are useless. You don't waste your energy. You only see things which give you joy. Your attention is so sharp and so loving. It is attention that works. Imagine this attention which is hovering here and there and wasting its energy and all the energy in the body. This attention becomes so sharp and so loving that it goes to places wherever it is. Because it's absolute knowledge, the attention itself becomes absolute. Whatever your attention will tell is the fact. Now how do you get the attention on your fingertips that you can read on your fingertips which center is out of fear, which is in your body? You immediately feel on your fingertips. You yourself become the detective. Please, after the reading, all right? So, you yourself automatically know what's the matter with you on your fingertips. You have self-knowledge. Now, you don't get worried and upset. You take Sahaja Yoga treatment, you're all right. Your chakras are all right. Are cleaned up. The centers are all right. Then you can also feel others. So you can know what's wrong with others. Now there are many I know here in this country also, in America all over, because there are well of people in search of money come here as big gurus and I don't know what they call themselves. Some of them just have left jail and have very saffron clothes. They have no credibility about them. And they say we are Thais, we are these, we are that. And people are so simple they believe. And so many have minted. There's one now in America who says that you can control the mind of others. How do you want to control the mind of others? First control your own mind. And he gives some sort of a pendulum to go, and then it can improve the pendulum. But what upset me was that so many people have sold their houses, taken out their children from school, and are suffering so much money. This fellow has got to the multi-millionaire. So, one has to understand that absolute truth is to be felt on your central nervous system. It is an experience. It is a becoming. You become someone. For example, in Sanskrit, a realized soul is called as Vijaha, born again. And a bird also is called Vijaha. Because bird is an egg, and then it becomes a bird. In the same way we are in the web of our conditioning again. But this egg opens up, and we grow our wings, and complete freedom. Complete freedom. Because your mind will never go to wrong things. You will not do anything that is destructive to yourself or to others. I mean, it's something that they talk of religion as if you have become religion, or you have gone beyond religion. You don't need religion. You are religion. That's the state you get, and it's already described in so many books. But we don't understand because it's sometimes it is in poetry, sometimes in abstract. But you become religious. So first it comes to us when these thoughts are all hovering on our head, when the Kundalini rises. She inaugurates these thoughts. that you do not react. Reaction. That's how family life, nation, national life, everything can happen. And when you see something, see, I see this beautiful carpet here. So I don't think, I just watch. Because if I start thinking, I will think how much it is, whose it is, if it is mine, I will be worried, I should insure it, and all sorts of things. But if there is no thought, I just watch. And the joy of the artist, which is in this carpet, starts in an abstract way, starts flowing and starts flowing. Really beautiful things when you see. You don't have to think, it's a whole thing becomes like a peace-giving apparatus. Feel so tranquil and so peace, and this modern disease that has come of stress and strain disappears. Absolutely disappears. There is no stress, there is no strain. Because this has opened now, everything passes. But at the same time, the problem gets solved. Supposing you are standing in the water, then you are afraid of the waves that are rising. But supposing you get into the boat, then you watch. You watch and enjoy also. Enjoy those waves which were troubling. Then what do you do? Supposing you learn swimming, so you go down and save many others who are getting completely lost. This happens to you as a matter of your powers. You become that. You become that power. And the second great thing happens is that you become collectively conscious. Sound. Like on the finger which I said, you can feel others. Who is the other then? You become part and parcel of the whole. The microcosm becomes macrocosm. It is said, but now you become again part and parcel of the whole, and the whole looks after. It gives you such a protection that you are amazed. Recently there was an accident in Philadelphia. Four surgeons and immediately were traveling and the car was crashed. They came back to New York with tears in their eyes. I said, what happened? What are you protected? Why? Not a scratch. And many such things have happened. So many of them happen that now miraculous losses me really. I told somebody that you better write down all these miracles because I don't know. So within 1 month he had it up to his head, above his head, both the sides papers. He said, Mother, I don't want to write what not to write. So you better go through it. I said, I have no time. I have no time. So you saw, let them enjoy the miracles. But there is this divine power. Divine power of love. We need not believe, you can feel it today, tonight, you are going to feel that power. And once you feel it, you have to just know how to use it. So you become collectively conscious. And when you become collectively conscious, no fighting. No, you fight, don't fight. Don't react. There is no need to preach about peace. Also giving peace awards. People get peace awards. I've seen them and met them. I found them horribly hot-tempered, selfish. I don't know how they are saying that they have got peace where. Peace should be within you. And once this transformation takes place in human beings, there will be no war. There will be no problem of any kind with another person, with another human being. We'll enjoy each other. Now, as I told you, we have 65 nations who are in search of love, who are working out search of love. Some nations are very powerful. Say, Russia is very powerful. Thousands and thousands Russian. Maybe because of operation of the communism Maybe they didn't know anything about religion, and I don't know how to explain it. But I was amazed. I went to Leningrad first. There were 2,000 people inside, because for the hall they had to pay, not me, but hall. And there were 2,000 people sitting inside, 2,000 outside. I said, there was not much propaganda, just my photographs were here and there. So, then they said, they learned something in Hindi also. Said, Mom, what about us? I said, all right, I'll come back. After the program, when I came, they were all there sitting down. So I said, all right, come along tomorrow. We meet here. There's a lot of open space. You don't have to book hall. So they came, 2,000 from inside came, outside 2,000 came, and 2,000 their friends also. And 6,000 of them, they got their realization and they just settled down. They are not shifty. That's what I find. I don't know, America, even Canada. If your mind is shifty like that, it cannot go, it cannot match you. But they had this problem of operation. And no talk of religion, no talk of all these things. They were so clean people and so deep with it. I was surprised, all of them settled down. There are thousands and thousands there now. There's a joke about it. One American went and search to be from Kalyani. So the Kalyani search asked him, long time back, you can say 7, 8 years back, how many surgeons there are in America? He said, we have 56. Oh my God, we have 56,000. We have only 21,000 in Kalyani. You cannot talk to them in a hall, stadium, in every place. And when we have all the meetings together, it's in a big forest near Golgotha. I mean, I'm amazed that how these people have changed. And one day, I'm sure, you can complete it. And you will meet them and be surprised and happy. They are very intelligent, very well educated, PhD and all kinds of things they have done. Scientists of every quality. I'm surprised at how these scientists have taken research. We had a conference of scientists. There were 300 scientists in it. We started with science. I thought, okay, talk of science, they're really interested. So one person, another, no more science. We know medical science. Please tell us the science of what? Science of the mind. We don't want to. So this kind of a character, this kind of a personality, I don't know from where Russian people is. Also Romania. I would say all Eastern Bloc people are there, but especially I would say Russia and Romania are wonderful. And their creativity has so much painting, singing, so many things there. Even so many Indian artists have become very well. Like you know Amzadari. He was such a, and he was nothing. Now he's become such a big. There are many like this who have become great scientists, great musicians, great doctors. But that's not what you are asking for. You are asking for your ascent to a higher level. That's what you want to be. And for that, you don't need much time. Within 1 month's time, you will be there. You will become your own master. You don't need any master, any guru, anybody like that. You yourself become your own master. And this power of divine love is so prompt, so quick, so efficient, so protective. At the same time, it loves. So it forgives many times. You need forgiveness, it forgives you. It's such a sweet experience, such a beautiful experience of your existence. Why should you have it? Why should you deny it? I can't understand. And some people who belong to say some group or that should know they have a power. If they find it, they should take it to their group and tell them what to do. This is very important because this is a special time. We are born in this special time. We have taken this time that the men of God will be born at this time and they will know the divinity. So many have. It's not only that the Muni has said it. So many have described God. So as it is, we are all there to have it. And I request you not to bother questioning yourself or thinking about it. It will just work. Need not feel another problem we have. That is one of the conditions. First of all, I must say it will take hardly 10 minutes for you to get it. And those who don't want to have it should leave the company much better. Because no use disturbing others. It's not silly. But those who want it, we definitely. I would request all of you to be seated. It would be better to be seated. You have to be comfortable. You don't have to go to Himalaya, stand on your heads. Nothing of that. You have to be just comfortable. Comfortably seated. That's all. You don't have to give up your family, give up your money, nothing. What is there to give up? There is no restriction of anything. You are absolutely free because you become a spirit. And in the light of spirit, you know what is good and what is bad. But people, even when they know what is good and bad, they cannot give up. But with this, you get the power. Power to give up whatever is destructive for you. You just do it without any difficulty. Just a minute, please. Without any difficulty, you can very easily get over all this and become one with this great power of love. We have never used the power of love, never. All your hatred and all this is just drop. Become a complete personality. Don't need it. So satisfied, so happy. Highest, as I told you, that jump in the water in such a way that it is ocean of love, ocean of joy. And joy is singular. It is not like happiness and happiness. It is singular. So when you jump into the ocean of joy, it's to be experienced, to be felt, to be happy. So first of all, there are two conditions I was saying. Very simple. That you are not to feel guilty. You have to respect yourself, not to condemn yourself, because you are seekers. I respect you, and I love you in the same way. You have to love your personality. And you don't have to in any way condemn yourself for anything, whatever you have done. Forget the past. Whatever has happened has happened. What's the use of feeling guilty? Because if you feel guilty, then you develop a disease here. On the left-hand side, what we call as the Vishuddhi. And this left-hand side of Vishuddhi is very, very dangerous. Because if it is caught, then you can get a disease called angina. You know that, where you get heart attacks. Secondly, you might get, if not angina, you might get a very bad spondylitis. Otherwise, you can get also very lethargic organs. Why do we do all these things for nothing at all? Useless. Why to buy these things for feeling guilty? You should not feel guilty at all. You have done nothing wrong. If you are guilty, you would have been in jail, not in. So please don't feel guilty. This is one of the most important, I should say, very, very important condition. Because if the center is closed, how can you get it? The second condition is forgive. For that, you just have to say in your heart, I forgive you. Just mother, I forgive you. Just that. You have to just say it. Only for saying, you don't have to do it. It will go. You feel very much better. Because the center in between the two of the channel minds like this, absolutely obstructed. And this center has to be opened. For that, what I will do is to forgive. Unless until you forgive others, it won't open like this. Unless and until you open circularly, it won't pass. So far, such an important thing as your self-realization, which is something very much out of the blue, you can say, are you going to give up for not forgiving others? When logically you are doing nothing, logically you are nowhere. If you forgive or don't forgive. So just to say forgive everyone and not to think about people also who have been miserable or whom you are supposed to forgive. Not to think, because thinking itself gives you anything. Or good people there, why not forgive them? This is the big message also Christ has given, forgive. And so we have to forgive. Forgive with just full heart. Forgive everyone. You have nothing to do with it. So then this divine power will manage the show. You don't have to torture yourself. Such yoga is to give you comfort, is to give you bliss of this divine love. Third one is a request, not a condition, but a request that you can take out your shoes. This Mother Earth helps us. You can take out your shoes. बैठो या फिर बैठो, हम तो तुम्हारे सामने ही हैं। ये माँ के प्यार की बात है। प्यार में दूर रहो, चाहे नजदीक रहो, सब हृदय के पास ही रहते हैं। I'm telling you yes, that I'm your mother and I love you like a mother. Whether you are here or you are in India, your mother loves you. All races, everything, all this Asianism, all kinds of nonsense, has to go now. So the third is taking out the shoes. I hope you don't mind, that's the request. now please put both your hands towards. If you want to take out your spectacles also. Your both hands towards me. Now, bend your head, close your eyes, and put your right hand on top of your fontanelle bone. Bend your head very close, and see with the right hand if there's a cool or hot breeze-like vibrations are coming out of your own head. You have to verify. Now, if it is hot, means you have not forgiven yourself and others. Please try to forgive yourself or others, whatever may be the problem. Now, please put your right hand towards me and put the left hand on top of your fontanelle bone area. And also please bend your head. Fontanelle bone area is the soft bone when you were a child and is in the center of your head. You can see if there is any cool or hot breeze-like vibrations are coming out of your fontanelle bone area. Sometimes it is close to the head and sometimes it is away from the head. But don't keep the hand on the head. Just see if there is cool or hot breeze-like vibrations coming out of your fontanelle bone area. Now, please put your left hand towards me. Now, again close your eyes and bend your head and see with your right hand if there's a cool or a hot breeze-like vibrations coming out of your head. Don't doubt yourself, please don't doubt. If it is there, it is there. Don't feel guilty, please. Don't feel guilty. Now, please open your eyes. Please put both your hands towards me and watch without thinking. Every night. Now please put both the hands towards the sky and push backward. Here you have to say one of the three questions. One of the three questions. 3 times. The first question is, Mother, is this the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost? You can call me Mother or Shri Mataji. Ask this question 3 times, all. Mother, is this the all-pervading power of divine? All. Mother, is this in your heart, in your heart? Mother, is this the Paramachaitanya rule? Alam. Ask any one of these questions 3 times. Now please bring down your hands. Now please again put your hands towards me. Keep your eyes open. Some people get it from down. So ask vibrations come like this. They can come. If they are coming from downward, they can come like that. Now, again, watch me without thinking. Now, please, all of us who have felt cool or breeze-like vibrations on the fingertips or on the palm or out of the fontanelle bone area, please raise both your hands. All those who have felt cool breeze or hot breeze on the fingers or on the palm or out of the fontanelle bone area, please raise both your hands. All of it. May God bless you. May God bless you. So now, you are all realized souls, you are saints, except for one or two people. You are all saints, and all the saints have to know one thing, that now they are one with the divine. Only thing they have to grow. They have to grow a little bit. We have, as I told you, a nice center here where you can go, and you have to master it. But don't be shifty. Because you found it today, you should not just give up, because you'll be lost. So better is that now for a month, I think once a week they have a program. You can go and see for yourself. And then start thinking, because also sometimes people know everything about Surya Baba but have no vibrations. That should not be such. So I will request you to understand what is Surya, what are your vibrations are, how are you suffering, or what you need to be cured, what others are to be done. I'm sure it will work out in a very big way here. Thank you very much. Thank you. May God bless you. They want to sing one more song, just a song. This is a very particular song, which was organized, or we should say, which was composed by a very great saint, Namadev, who later on went to Nana. And he was Maharashtrian, but as a Telugu. But this song is sung in all the villages of Maharashtra all the time. He says, "Oh mother, give me the yoga means." And though they sing, they don't know what they are singing about. And it is in Marathi, but it has vibrations, because it is written by a very great saint. So I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And you can clap with that. You can hardly any time, but you can. And they say that, "Oh mother, Ambe is the Pungari, please rise." The hands, please rise. It's a song only about Pungari.
Can we have the microphones on for the musicians, please?
very much.
Like a thousand suns, you have given us more than we could ask for. Bliss and peace and harmony. Your face shines like a thousand suns. You have given us more than we could ask for. Bliss and peace and harmony. Your face shines like a thousand suns. You have given us more than we could ask for. Bliss and peace and harmony.
If everybody could drop their questionnaires off as they walk out in their box. There's a questionnaire box. Please fill that out and drop that.